If I were to ask you how wealth was distributed in the United States, what would you say? What percent of wealth is owned by the rich? The poor? The in-between? Well, what if I told you that those who are in the top 1% own over 30% of the nation's wealth? And the bottom 50%? Well, they own 2.5% of the nation's wealth. An Economy Policy Institute survey in the U.S. in 2015 revealed that a family in the top 1% nationally received, on average, 26.3 times as much income as a family in the bottom 99%. But what does this look like? Well, while the top 1% have an average income of $1.2 million, the bottom 50% have an average income of $33,000. This gap is crippling and has only grown. In 2014, this popular graphic surfaced on t-shirts and throughout political campaigns. With the title, "If U.S. Land Were Divided Like U.S. Wealth," the graphic is meant to shock, inform, and to incite change, to prompt justice. Has it? Well, justice is defined as fairness, rights, responsibilities, and procedures/standards, and the violation of these tenets is an injustice. Income inequality is one of the biggest injustices facing North America. The income and wealth disparity in the U.S. is a limiting factor that hinders individuals' opportunities, particularly when it comes to education, jobs, housing, and other basic needs. When discussing the wealth gap, many cite the recovering economy as proof that the gap is closing. However, the recovering economy is not the same as closing the gap. The gap has grown exponentially since the Great Depression. This is contrary to our peer countries. This gap is most evident in majority-minority schools and amongst women in the U.S. because many schools receive partial funding through property taxes. There is a direct correlation between the income disparity present between minority communities and the white majority and the funding available for K-12 schooling. Women as well as minorities struggle with greater income disparity. According to the U.S. Census Bureau's report on income and poverty, nearly 1 in 8 women across the country had incomes below poverty, making women comprise 63% of people in poverty over the age of 65.
What can be done? Firstly, some of the top countries in terms of reducing income inequality use policies like progressive tax system, strong social welfare policies, and protection of workers. Secondly, people with lower income will pay less or nothing for childcare because the bill operates on a sliding scale. Then thirdly, people with larger income as well as businesses could be taxed more than those with lower income across all the United States. With that being said, women needs to be supported by having affordable daycare at their disposition, equal pay for equal work that they do, as well as affordable housing. Education systems should change how schools are financed, using education to pull kids with low socioeconomic status out of poverty instead of supporting a system that supports this. How can we support change? In June 2019, you can be a part of the movement The Poor People Moral Action Congress. You can find similar events during that time near you by clicking on this link. You can also vote. Try to be informed when you are voting. Look at your state representative and their platform to learn more about who you are voting for. Also, pay attention and participate in local election and contact your local representative to let them hear your voice and your opinion. Local representatives have websites with their policies and what they support. There are many organizations that fight poverty and support closing the income gap. World Vision USA is an organization that fights poverty in America with a particular focus on providing school supply and funding to low-income neighborhoods. There are also more organizations such as union-led groups that are promoting income problem by increasing the minimum wage to $15. And since the start, there are 27 states that have changed their minimum wage. In the words of Robert Putnam, the growing gap between the rich and the rest isn't a matter of who can afford a yacht or a Manhattan penthouse, and let's say. Rather, it's the crippling nature of these disparities as they touch nearly every aspect of daily lives, from career prospect and educational opportunities to health risk and neighborhood safety. You can be a part of the change. The wealth gap and income inequality are issues that inhibit the U.S. pursuit of being a wholly just society. But we can make the difference and fight for the justice necessary.